Apollo Project Part 7. Alex has recently taken on a new role on the spacecraft Apollo 1. He will report directly to Admiral Jake Tillis and oversee the bridge communication. On a personal note, I am thrilled to announce that Alex and Regina are married and are expecting twins. However, Alex has been experiencing some intriguing changes in his body that we do not yet fully understand. These changes are significant and transformative, adding a layer of mystery to his life. During his time on the spacecraft, Alex stumbles upon a peculiar pair of fly wings, a discovery that piques his curiosity. These wings, which he now keeps as a talisman, seem to hold a deeper significance. It's worth noting that Alex is not alone on his journey. He has a trusty android companion named Dexter. Keep an eye on him, as his role in the story will unfold later. Meanwhile, the research center is on the brink of achieving several significant milestones. All 10 of the Apollo battle station craft have reported to Kepler, with 5 of them having been refitted for battle stations. Kepler is home to a population of over 500 billion. Additionally, Earth is building another 10 Apollo spacecraft to head to the TRAPPIST solar system. The TRAPPIST project, a crucial step in our space exploration, will be much faster now that everyone has learned about the Kepler system. To keep himself occupied, Alex has recently acquired a small shop, a personal project he shares with his family. To assist him in this endeavor, he has invested in a state-of-the-art space android named Dexter as a companion. This android, a testament to Alex's passion for all things space-related, is a valuable addition to his shop. Alex's love for space extends beyond his work on the Apollo station. Alex met Regina at the research building on his day off, and they had planned lunch together. When Alex arrived at Regina's office, they greeted each other with a hug and kisses. Alex asked how she and the twins were, and Regina said they were doing great. She then invited Alex to join her in the lab, and he happily accepted. Once in the lab, Alex spoke to everyone, and they returned the greeting. Alex asked Regina how that cloaking suit was coming along. She said, "I think we are close." Alex asked if he could see it. She said, "Sure, but I think you are too big for the suit." Alex and Regina walked over to the table. Alex looked at the table and said, "May I?" Regina said, "Yes, there is a restroom just around the corner." Alex took that suit and walked to the restroom. Alex put on the suit. Amazingly, Alex was entirely invisible. He walked from the restroom back to Regina and hugged her. She screamed out loud. Said Regina she couldn't see him. Regina screams it works, the suit works. Everyone ran over to Regina's station. They all asked, "Where's Alex?" Alex removed the top portion and appeared with half in suit. Everyone was celebrating the outstanding achievement Regina had done. One of Regina's male researchers asked to try on the suit. Alex returned to the bathroom, removed the suit, and gave it to the other researchers. He tried that suit on, but nothing happened. Alex tried again and became invisible again. Everyone in Regina couldn't understand and were confused, but were happy to see it worked. The other researchers were still in shock and amazement. Alex asked Regina, "Can we go to lunch now?" Regina and Alex arrived at the restaurant where they had a reservation and were seated at their table. Regina said, "I am just amazed about the suit, but everyone is wondering why it only worked on you." Alex said, "Well, I am a remarkable man to a special lady," and kissed Regina. Alex said, "But I have no clue. It is strange, I admit." Regina said, "Have you noticed you've become more extensive and taller? Your clothes look a little tight." Alex said, "I have noticed about his clothes. You have been cooking so well." Alex said to Regina. They laugh. Alex asked Regina if that suit was the same suit she had at home. Regina said, "Yes, it is. It is." Alex said his meal was good and asked Regina what dinner was for that night. Regina said, "We still need to finish eating lunch and you asked about dinner." Regina said, "You should cook tonight." Alex said, "Well, if you are okay with eating burnt hot dogs." Regina said, "Well, it's a good thing they don't have hot dogs, so think of something else, and don't make me and the baby sick." They both laughed. Alex returned to work and told Regina he planned to join a gym that day. He also mentioned thinking about creating a small workout area in his shop. Regina thought it was a great idea, and they kissed before she went into the research building. Alex decided to check out a local gym to become a member. The trainer at the gym gave Alex a tour of the facility. Alex's physique became very noticeable after working at the gym for about a week. He had gained significant muscle mass, and his body weight had increased to 275 pounds and at 6'A". Regina taught Alex to cook one night ribeye steaks, potatoes, and asparagus. She showed him how to cut up the vegetables properly. Regina complimented Alex on his noticeable physique transformation, which made him look like a different person. They both laughed and then playfully touched each other's chests and stomachs. They laughed again and shared a kiss. Regina said, "Back to cooking." She started slicing the steak and showed Alex how to cut it. She gave him the knife, and he was cutting, and the knife slipped, cutting his hand very badly. Alex had injured his hand and was bleeding heavily. Regina panicked and suggested they should go to the emergency room. Alex held his hand tightly, and Regina ran to the bathroom to get a towel. She returned to the kitchen and gave the towel to Alex, who wrapped it around his hand and sat on the couch. Regina urged Alex to go to the hospital, but he refused. When Regina asked him what was wrong, Alex remained silent and kept the towel around his hand. Regina then removed the towel and was surprised to see that Alex's hand had healed without marks or scars. Regina looked in total shock. She asked Alex if he saw this, and Alex said yes. Regina said, "Why?" Alex said, "I do not know." Alex and Regina finished their meal and went to bed. They talked more about the incident and left for work. Alex headed to the Apollo, and Regina returned to a research center. Later that day, Regina called Big Boss and asked to see him. He said he was free all day and could come any time. Regina showed up at the Big Boss office 10 minutes later. When she knocked on Big Boss's office, he opened the door. Regina's face looked concerned. Big Boss said, "Are you okay?" Regina said, "I don't know." They both sat at the table. Regina started talking. Regina said, "I am concerned about Alex." Big Boss said, "Please tell me." Regina asked Big Boss if he had seen Alex in the past 2 weeks. He said, "We talk every day, but I haven't seen him." Regina said Alex weighed 275 pounds. Big Boss said he knew about it. She said Jake told him, and he said Alex told him he joined the gym. Regina told Big Boss that the cloaking suit worked. The Admiral was excited about that. Regina said, "But it only works for Alex." Big Boss said, "What? Are you serious?" She said, "Yes. Everyone in the lab tried the suit on." Big Boss sat back in this chair. Regina said another thing last night. Alex cut his hand really bad and blood was all over the counter and floor. She ran to the bathroom and got a large towel. She said, "I gave him the towel and told him we needed to go to the emergency room." But Alex just sat there on the couch. He looked a little shocked, not saying a word. Regina said, "I looked at his hand, which was fully healed with no marks." Regina followed up and said, "I took the bloody towel to the lab this morning. Alex's blood work tested 100% normal. He is so perfect, too perfect." Big Boss instructed Regina to hold on for a minute while he picked up the phone and called Jake. He put the call on speaker mode so Regina could hear the conversation. Big Boss asked Jake if he had seen Alex, to which Jake responded that Alex had gone to the lab and was planning to see Dr. Jackson. Big Boss said thank Jake before ending the call. He then assured Regina he would update her when Jake called him back. When Regina expressed her worries about the babies, Big Boss comforted her by saying that he had faith that everything would be all right. Later that night, Regina and Alex were lying in bed and talking. Regina mentioned to Alex that she had noticed some things but didn't see them as something wrong with him. Instead, she saw him as very special, just like she told him long ago. He said he knew and would always protect her and his family no matter what, and would never put them in danger. She said, "I know." He said, "I worry about you, our twins." Regina said, "We both do. I trust you with my life and our children. I will give all my life to you and them." They kissed and slept cuddled up. The following day, Alex asked Regina if he and Dexter could help her with the cloaking suit. She said, "Why not?" Alex said, "I would pick him up at my shop." They kissed, and Regina headed to the research center. Alex sat and thought about everything that had happened to him for the past 4 months. Now he started thinking outside the box. He went to his closet, opened one of the drawers, and pulled out his unique wings, which he called his lucky charm. He then left for his shop. Once at the shop, he spoke to Dexter the android. Dexter does great things working around Alex's shop and can fix many things. Dexter is an advanced level android. Alex asked Dexter if he would like to hang out with him and Regina for the day. Dexter said, "Sure." Alex thinks with an open mind, but it is strange. He places his lucky charm around Dexter's neck. Alex stepped back and said to Dexter, "So how do you feel?" Alex looked into Dexter's eyes. Dexter's eyes went from blue to white. Dexter said, "Hello, Lieutenant Commander Alex Serbos, callsign Blackhawk." Alex had a flashback and held his head. Alex looked into Dexter's white eyes and said, "I have heard that before." Dexter said, "I am your AI." Alex said, "You are an android." Dexter said, "I am AI Dexter." So Alex said, "If you're an AI, drive me to the research center where Regina works." Alex and Dexter left. Alex sat in the passenger seat, and Dexter drove to the Apollo Research Center. Alex told Dexter, "You drove pretty good." Dexter said, "Thanks." Dexter and Alex made it to Regina's office. Alex and Dexter sat in her office. Regina said, "Okay, you two are here to work?" Dexter and Alex stood up. Regina looked at Dexter and Alex, and she said, "I thought Dexter's eyes were blue." Alex said, "Are you sure about that?" Dexter said, "I am AI Dexter." Regina said, "You are what?" Alex said he was testing the jokes. I had programs for him. Alex expressed Dexter's desire to become more human, but Alex knew he couldn't share this with anyone. Dexter, who was initially a simple android, now had AI abilities gained through Necklace. As a result, he was no longer just an android, but something more. Alex instructed Dexter to keep this information to himself and to focus on being helpful and productive. Regina asked what the two were talking about. Alex said, "Oh, just another joke." Regina, Alex, and Dexter left the office. Regina toured Alex and Dexter around the center. Dexter carefully observes his surroundings. He heard the sound of rifles being tested. Regina said, "There is more, but let us take a look at the cloaking suit in my lab." She said, "Being pregnant, I can't do it like I used to," and laughed. A few hours later, Alex told Regina, "Let's grab some lunch." She said, "Sure." She went into her office and made a call. Regina exited her office and said she was ready, and Big Boss was joining them. Alex said great and told Dexter to continue observing the place. As Alex and Regina reached the lobby, Big Boss parked outside with his driver, waiting on Regina and Alex. Big Boss asked Regina and Alex how they were doing. They said very well. Big Boss said, "I wanted to take you two to lunch so Alex doesn't have to cook." They all started laughing. Big Boss said to Alex, "You have really grown." Alex said, "Just working out," and Regina, "Fantastic cooking." Alex said he needed his strength to carry 2 babies. Big Boss said, "Speaking of babies, Sandra and Sharon want you two over for the weekend. And we mean the whole weekend starting Friday." Sandra said, "That's an order." Everyone laughed, made it to the restaurant, and enjoyed meals and laughter. About 90 minutes later, Regina, Alex, and Big Boss returned from lunch. Upon their return, they noticed Chief of Science and Research, Chief Medical Doctor, Loktiva Mikhail, standing alone in front of the research center, clapping her hands, which seemed odd. The trio walked up to Chief Medical Doctor, Loktiva Mikhail. Big Boss asked her why she was standing outside alone, clapping. Mikhail responded by asking who said I was a long admiral. Suddenly, about 30 researchers uncloaked and appeared from nowhere, cheered in delight. Mikhail then said to Regina, "You did it, Regina." "You and your assistant pulled it off." Regina was surprised and asked my assistant Mikhail, "This was just one of the milestones we made today." Dexter finally appeared next to Regina. Mikhail said, "There is your assistant now." Everyone applauded. Mikhail turned to Dexter and said, "We didn't catch your last name, sir." Dexter smiled when he heard himself being addressed as Sir. "My last name is Sir Boss." Big Boss turned to Alex and said, "Wait till your mom hears about this." Regina asked, "What was the other milestone?" Chief Mikhail replied, "But we now have a rifle that can fire at 5 targets simultaneously and has the ability to return to the target if missed. This will be groundbreaking for the special ops units." Big Boss said that would be groundbreaking for all troops. Mikhail said the development of the new rifle firing will also be tested to see if we can implement this design on our ships. Big Boss said this would change all battle tactics. Before Mikhail returned to her office, she said, "There are a lot Sir Bosses around here." Big Boss just smiled. End of part 7.